You're watching the Lab Video Game TV Live. Our game is never over.
Watch Season 13 of the Lab Video Game TV in 25 Caribbean countries only on Flow One. Download the Caribbean's premium streaming app, Stream Blue, to watch on the go. International video game and esports journalist Wayne Benjamin presents the Lab Video Game TV since 2003. Our game is never over.
I've received comments before on my videos saying I'm an AI voice. Not certain nowadays if that's a compliment or an insult. Doesn't matter. My point is, I sound like this for several reasons. My background in radio and television are key factors, but also, I'm an old school brother. Been gaming before some of you cats were even ideas. So titles like this flips that nostalgia switch real quick. Ground Zero, released today on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series, by developer Malformation Games and publisher Quali. It isn't just the nostalgia talking though. Ground Zero so far, from the little I've checked out, is classic or retro-styled gaming done right, with a fixed camera, the option to use tank or modern controls, great PS1 Sega Saturn-styled visuals with modern-day refinements. I can't complain, this is a time machine done right. I'll be streaming this soon. Look out for more on Ground Zero from the Lab Video Game TV on Twitch, YouTube and Trovo Live. Thanks to the publisher for the Steam key.
They haven't told me shit. Take this gun, fly to Korea, don't ask questions, good luck, Godspeed. That's just how Canada rolls.
An indie VR experience has come a far way since its early access release last year. The Sage gets thrown out a plane by the undead, and you should never trust a VTuber. That's right, we've got more indie and VR games than you can shake a stick at. We've had our eye on Dixotomia by developer and publisher Deep Matrix since its early access launch, and while it's still a bit rough, the 1.0 is a huge improvement. The Sage takes on the undead yet again in a first impressions feature of City of Hunger VR. And there are some dark happenings in the world of VTubers, in the real face of a VTuber, and a whole lot more in gaming news. We're getting ready for more freestyle clips. You want in? Send your best gameplay clips to contact@thelabvideogametv.com to be featured on Flow One in 25 Caribbean countries. Grab a PSVR 2 key for System Critical 2 to get warmed up. Get prepared for the brutal System Critical 3 releasing later this year in this episode's giveaway. Be in the know. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com. Download the Stream Blue app to watch us on Flow on the go. Check out the Lab Video Game TV during the Sage projects on Ontario's Island Radio 101.3 FM and CJAI.ca every Thursday at 4 p.m. I'm Panda, and you've just entered the Lab, sending good vibes.
With an April 16, 2026 release date on Steam, PS5 and Xbox Series, by developer Malformation Games and publisher Quali, we can once again relive the glory days of classic survival horror with Ground Zero, set in a post-apocalyptic South Korea, 2 months after a catastrophic event eradicated the population. A Korean operative and Canadian Special Forces duo are sent in to investigate. Confronted with heavy resistance from reanimated corpses controlled by a parasite of some kind, your mission quickly changes from recon to survival. With so far beautiful retro-modern PS1 Sega Saturn styled visuals, decent voice acting, surprisingly good controls with the option of tank or more modern controls, and an interesting story. You can look out for a stream of this one from the Lab Video Game TV on YouTube, Twitch, and what's left of Trovo Live coming soon. Thanks to the publisher for the Steam key.
Watch Season 13 of the Lab Video Game TV in 25 Caribbean countries only on Flow One. Download the Caribbean's premium streaming app, Stream Blue, to watch on the go. International video game and esports journalist Wayne Benjamin presents the Lab Video Game TV since 2003. Our game is never over.
We hear from a long-time, hard-working Jamaican indie developer. Check out Steam's Next Fest's VR lineup, and of course, more indie and VR releases. It's one more round of the Lab Video Game TV.
Jamaican independent video game developer Glenn Henry of Sprite Wrench Studios talks to us about the company's origins, current projects, and future plans. It was slim pickings for quality VR releases in Next Fest this time around, and I've got a bunch of new and not so new indie and VR releases to highlight. We're getting ready for more freestyle clips. You want in? Send your best gameplay clips to contact@thelabvideogametv.com to be featured on Flow 1 in 25 Caribbean countries. Grab a MetaQuest key for Jetsuit, the unique VR and mixed reality shooter in this episode's Game Key giveaway. Be in the know. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com. Download the Stream Blue app to watch us on Flow, on the go. Check out the Lab Video Game TV during the Sage Projects on Ontario's Island Radio, 101.3 FM and at cjai.ca every Thursday at 4 p.m. I am the Sage, and you've just entered the Lab.
You're watching the Lab Video Game TV Live. Our game is never over.
Welcome back to one more round of Select Live here on the Lab Video Game TV Live. Shout out to all my viewers on Trovo Live, on Twitch, and on YouTube. I read somewhere recently that Trovo Live is going to be shut down either at the end of this month or at the end of June or something like that. Most of the posts said they're going to be shut down at the end of this month though, April. I'm not certain. However, either way, Trovo Live is the first place I've ever streamed on. My very first stream was on Trovo Live. So if Trovo Live goes, I'll miss it, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's the way it is, Nothing lasts forever. But anyway, like I said, thanks to all my viewers on Trovo Live, Twitch, and YouTube, and to my Caribbean family. You can watch the TV series, The Lab Video Game TV, in 25 Caribbean countries on Flow 1. You can download that Stream Blue app to watch on the go. I got another TV series called The Razzie Art Show with Reina. It's also on Flow 1 in 25 Caribbean countries, and it's also on Kojako's Your TV in Ontario. So there is that. And you can listen to the Sage Projects every Thursday, 3 till 5 p.m. Actually, it's at 4 p.m. in the Sage Projects, which goes from 3 till 5. At 4 p.m. during the Sage Projects on Ontario's Island Radio, 101.3 FM. And who can't listen to it on the radio, you can listen to it live anywhere in the world at cjai.ca. It's also done in a video format as well, so you can watch those videos on the TV series or on YouTube. Whatever floats your boat. Today, I'm going to be checking out this title called Ground Zero. Now, Ground Zero was released on the 16th of April, 2026. It's out on Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series by developer Malformation Games and publisher Quali. I want to say a special thanks to Quali for hooking me up with the Steam key. It is greatly appreciated because, this is one of those titles that I really wanted a piece of it. I mean, yeah, VR is my favorite thing, but I'm not one of those VR enthusiasts who decided to, throw away the old for the new, because flat gaming is still great. It's my foundation. It's my roots. It's my roots, and I still enjoy flat gaming. I just enjoy VR a whole lot more. But yeah, this is coming from the old school, This is like paying homage to the old school retro survival horror times when Resident Evil just started out. PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, and they're working with those visuals as well here in Ground Zero. So yeah, I we're gonna run through about maybe an hour or so of Ground Zero. It being survival horror, you know that they're gonna be puzzles and whatnot. So yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time struggling with puzzles while people watch. You know that doesn't really make for a very good stream. However, we'll see how it goes. This one deserves a shot, be it survival horror or not. Are there puzzles or not? That doesn't matter. We're gonna have a good time today with Ground Zero. I'm gonna start a brand new game, and we can go through this together. Hold on a second. Let me hear something. There you go. Normal. Select puzzle difficulty. All right. Let's leave that on. Let's leave that on easy today. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys don't have to witness too much of my fumbling about.
The Transcontinental Union's military briefing is now in session. State your names for the record.
Tang Soyeon.
Evan Fielding.
Ranks.
Captain, 13th Special Mission Brigade.
Decapitation unit.
Correct.
Lieutenant C. Jai Roo.
Relevant skills.
Close quarters combat, excellent weapons proficiency and marksmanship. Native Korean, fluent English.
Expert technician, mechanic, and medic. I speak. Not really. Sorry, sir.
Confirm your mission objectives for the board clearly into the microphone.
At 7:52 a.m. on July 26th, a meteor with unusual signature struck Daejeon. Objective 1 is to travel to Busan and retrieve black box data on the atmospheric conditions since impact. Objective 2 is to travel to Daejeon and coordinate appropriate evac.
DuPont, provide status report on the conditions in the hot zone.
Cloud cover around Daejeon has become denser over the last 48 hours. Visibility is low within a 200-kilometer radius of the impact site.
10 miles.
About 125 miles. Aftershocks are reported around the country. Air quality is low and considered inhospitable. Breathing apparatus will be provided. We expect most life forms will be dead by now, but lethal arms will be provided in case of hostile encounters.
Hostile encounters?
Fragments of transmissions were received at the start of the impact that seemed to mention animal attacks. None have been received since the first 72 hours since the meteor hit.
We have no assurances of your safety for this mission. No backup will be provided. This is a classified mission at the highest level. Due to hostile conditions, we can't guarantee extraction after your objectives are complete.
Understood.
If it comes to that, we'll find our own way out. How hard could it be?
Second warning, Fielding. Land landing will be at 3 a.m. local time on Gamcheon Beach. Keep in touch with your respective commanders throughout your mission. We expect regular updates and a swift resolution.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Well, that's kind of tricky. You may or may not be extracted.
본부 장대리입니다. 필딩 중위와 함께 해변에 착륙했습니다. 조용해 보입니다. 정보를 더 얻고 다시 보고드리겠습니다.
How you feeling, Saoyun? You good?
I'm fine, thank you, Evan. I'll head to the lighthouse. You see if you can find a way to get the power on. The station should be just beyond the cliffs. Let's go. We've got no time to waste.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on there. Let's finalize our plan before you go charging off into, whatever's going on around here.
Okay, you see that building over there? That's Yeongdo Lighthouse. There's a black box in the tower that holds the meteorological data for the past 2 months. Air quality, toxicity levels, radiation. It should give HQ better insight into the state of the impact site.
All right, then. How do we do that?
The first step is to reach Kamcheon Village, then find a way up to the lighthouse from there. In the meantime, I could do with you getting the power working on the mainland.
Yeah? No problem. Let's see if I can also find a way to get the train line up and running from here to Daejeon. There should be enough power to get everything online. Beats walking 125 miles, eh?
Maybe it could help with evacuation. There could be survivors along the way.
Yeah, sure, Saoyun. I believe in miracles.
Do you see those growths there on the beach? Did your government brief you on any potential anomalies?
They haven't told me shit. Take this gun, fly to Korea, don't ask questions, good luck, Godspeed. That's just how Canada rolls. Why? Do you know something I don't?
I'm not sure. There were rumors of strange distress calls shortly after the meteor hit, but interference from the dust cloud made it almost impossible to decipher the transmissions.
Well, that explains why we're here. So which way from here?
I think we should split up to cover more ground and see what we can learn about the incident. Straight ahead, you can follow the beach through the wrecked ships and up the trail. To the right is the Trainway Museum and Park, which connects to the town through the underground shuttle tunnel. The beach is likely quicker, but it might be a little more perilous. The museum might take longer, but it's easy to traverse.
Tough call. Both sound like a blast. You take your pick.
I'll take the beach. I want to get to the town as quickly as possible.
All right, then. You sure you don't want any backup? Safety in numbers and all that.
No, thank you. It'd be much quicker to do this in parallel. I'll check out those growths and keep you informed. Let me know when you reach the power station.
Okay, if you're sure. I guess I'll enjoy checking out the tourist traps.
I need you to get there quickly. No time for sightseeing.
Yeah, all right, I know. This shit isn't gonna fix itself. I get it. I'll take my gun and myself this way. But seriously, if you need anything, give me a call.
See, these visuals, I really do, it looks really, really good. This is what I mean by, retro, modern, refined. It has that retro look, that classic PS1 Sega Saturn look to it, but it's really refined. It's not just refined as in, let's say, a remaster or an emulation. It's really good. The only thing that's a bit jarring is the mouth is not moving when they're talking. That's kind of odd. That's an odd design choice. I'm pretty certain, and I guess you'd have taken more work, but that's standard to have lips move. Even if you're emulating or you're going for that retro style. Still, even in PlayStation games, the mouths moved. It's kind of odd. But hey, they must know why they did what they did, eh? Off we go. And in true classic style, it's fixed cameras. Fixed camera angle. Real old school style. And even though the voice acting ain't that great, it's like some solid mid-tier B-movie voice acting. I like it. It adds to the experience, you know what I'm saying? It's a badly decomposed corpse The features are almost unrecognizable. Will you take the Peergate key? Oh yes, I will. Alright. Got a knife. I got a gun. Got 28 shots. Let me check something real quick. Hold on. Options. You're even allowed to select between tank controls and regular controls. If you know, if the nostalgia in you really wants to go authentic, you can have tank controls. Hold L trigger plus A to focus on the lock, yeah, and A. Whoa. Oh shit. 1. Now you see that right there? I don't like that, you see? What that reminds me of is hold on a second. What that reminds me of right away is Gears of War. This thing that Gears of War had. Probably still have it. I just haven't been doing any Gears of War for a long time, but called active reloading. I never liked active reloading from the very first Gears of War until now. Now that little quick time event, that little game you have to do in order to get a powerful shot. You know what? I guess it's just, I mean, obviously it's a me thing, but it's like parrying. Same principle applies for parrying in games. You know, it's about timing. And I'm not very good at parrying, and active reloading is even kind of worse, because if you fuck up the active reload in Gears of War, it's almost like your gun jams. And you end up reloading a whole lot slower than you normally would. If you didn't do anything at all, you'd reload faster than if you failed an active reload. And in the heat of battle, you may even start an active reload. Well, you don't have to start it, but you know, you could mess up an active reload, and that's going to be really frustrating when the locust horde is on you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't really like the timing thing. I don't mind quick time events, but that's not going to be fun for me. That's not going to be fun at all. Although I guess if I were to be doing that power shot thing, the focus shot, I'm gonna hit something no matter what. So that's kind of different than active reloading, because I'm gonna hit something. It's just not gonna be the power shot. Now, who left this lying here? Who left all this valuable stuff just lying around?
본부 장대희입니다. 감천 해변가 부두 곳곳에 이상한 유기 물질이 자라고 있는 것을 발견했습니다. 제가 보기엔 해변에 떠밀려온 죽은 해양 생물을 먹고 자라는 것 같습니다. 다시 말씀해 주시겠습니까? 연결이 불안정합니다. 들립니까? 본부, 수신을 듣지 못했습니다. 다시 말씀 부탁드립니다. 본부, 수신을 이해할 수 없습니다. 저는 더 내륙으로 들어가 다시 연락하겠습니다. 그곳에서는 연결이 더 좋을 수 있습니다.
What the hell are you doing? Hold on a second. Hold on.
Evan, are you there? I just killed a dog. Actually, 2 dogs.
Yeah, I'm here, Sal Yum. I'm just in the middle of something right now. Wait a minute. Killed 2 dogs? Were they rabid? Did they attack you? What the fuck happened?
I don't think they were really dogs.
I'm not sure I understand. What are you talking about?
I mean, yes, they were dogs, but there was something really wrong with them. It was like a puppet. I don't know how to describe it. Like the corpse of a dog with one of those growths inside it. I'm not sure if it was still alive or if it was that growth controlling it.
Okay, Sal Yum, listen. You sure you don't want any help? You don't have to go it alone.
I'll be fine. Keep going to the power station, but keep your guard up. Something is really wrong with this place. Let's keep in touch. 대체 여기서 무슨 일이 벌어지고 있는 거야?
You see, that just shows you how it is. I mean, there's lots of detail in the face and the facial expressions, the grimace, her brow and whatnot, but then her mouth, it doesn't move. It's just kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? And this, hold on a second. This, that's what I'm saying. Hold on a second. If you hold down the left stick, like if you click the left stick, it goes to the map. But I guess maybe if I went into the configurations, I'm not certain, maybe I could change that. But by default, that's really annoying. Because in a heated confrontation, more than likely you're gonna press down kind of hard on the left stick, right? In the middle of a fight, if you notice what happened with the dogs, it was going to this by accident. That should never be there, you see? That's not a really convenient place to have that. The music, the atmospheric music and whatnot, very good. It's very good. This is really well done. I mean, I know I'm just like, you know, half an hour in, but it's early to be singing praises and whatnot, but this is good. This is really good. That's what I gotta do something about that. I gotta do something about that, man. That's gonna happen every single time. Hold on a second. Map. Hold on. Map. Move character in direction of camera, modern controls, yeah. Toggle inventory. Toggle map. There you go. Hold on. But it doesn't. Hold on. Oh! Toggle inventory and toggle map can't be the same thing. Hold on. Oh. Okay, but it's saying toggle flashlight is... And that's not correct. Alright, let's see. Now it's doing the flashlight. I can live with that. Hold on. It's fine. I think I know what I can do now. Hold on. So where's the map now? Alright, this is better. Let's go. Oh shit. What the hell? Okay, there's something wrong with... There's something very off with the configurations because I didn't... This is not what I did. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Tell you what you do. Since I'm in a stream, I'll put it back to default controls just to not stretch this out, and I'll just change this to this. Can we say that? And exit. Fuck. No, this isn't working. The thumbsticks aren't working. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, developers. Come on. Come on. Oh shit. My thumbsticks just don't work anymore no matter what I do. Okay, this is just stupid. This is just completely stupid. This is completely ridiculous. Let's see, we do that. And then we'll go back to that. And then go back to that. Okay. Alright.
Saoyun! That plant thing! I saw it! I saw that puppet thing!
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm good, I think. I don't know. Bad news. It affects people too.
People? You mean...
It seems like it's able to control anything that used to be alive. I'm telling you, Saoyun, watch out. Look around you. This place is covered in bodies. This plant thing could be affecting any one of them. Dog, human, fucking whale, who knows what else. How many people live in Busan, Saoyun?
4 million.
Oh boy. 4 million zombies, huh? Stay safe out there.
Now, who left all this shit lying around? Fitness boosters and bullets. Health serums. People just leave that shit lying around. Video game logic. Alright, here we go. Saved. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an issue with aiming. You know, I mean, it's fine. I get it. It's old school. I totally get it. There's really nothing they could. I mean, it's deliberate. But whoa! Hey, 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 hey! If you take, you can't take 15 minutes to reload. That's all I'm saying. That shit ain't gonna work. Hey, these control settings are really fucked up though, because now it should be back to default, but it's not back to default. It's back to my first adjustment. So pressing the L stick down will not go to the map anymore. So if I wanted it back at default, I would know what to do. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Flashlight ain't that good. Hey, reload, reload, reload. Oh, that's the block. Okay, block. These controls are gonna take some getting used to. Yeah, maybe old school, but it's been a while. Fixed camera angles. You know, you get to realize how crazy it was to begin with. I mean, I totally get why it was done. Kinda get why it was done, because, you know, if the backgrounds don't move, that's easier for, well, creating the backgrounds and having them look a specific way, because, you know, you're gonna maintain the look and the consistency of a background. It's a whole lot easier to do that if they don't ever move. So that helps, but, you know, still, to be in a position where your character is looking and you can't tell what your character is looking at, that's weird. I once remember back in the days of the Dreamcast, there was this game called Blue Stinger. People said it had something called a tentacle cam. Safe is locked. Please enter a correct formula to unlock. Safe cracking explosives can be used to bypass the lock on a safe, which is a good thing. However, the explosive will destroy any bonus items the safe contains. That reminds me of the game called, it's gonna come back to me. An RPG, a side-scrolling RPG. Destroy any okay. Items you have stored are ineffective. Ciphers will partially reveal the slow... Oh. The target value is supposed to be 51. Oh, my math is not very good. Hold on. That would means, let's see. If you take 8 from 59, so 8 from 59 is going to give you the 51. So you would say minus 8 from 59? No? Oh, hold on. Okay, fine. 59 minus 8. Okay. Okay, totally got it now. Yes, my math is not very impressive. I didn't even read the instructions before. I was just guessing at first. But yeah, okay. So I can put stuff away. There's nothing I want to put away right now. There's nothing. Okay. Move to safe. No, I'm not even certain how to use a knife. So that is. Will you take the safe cracking? Oh, that's what that was. Hold on, I want to keep that knife. I want to equip the knife and see how well the knife works. For science, I'll check it out for science, because this is survival horror. So at some point, what the fuck? What is this? Hold on, let me pick this stuff up first. Give me a second. Yeah, I'll take the signal modulator. Okay. Nothing wrong with a little bit of signal modulation every now and again. A faint signal emanates from the beacon. Will you use a signal modulator? Yes, I will. Signal has been amplified. I should be able to upload my mission data using my wrist gadget. Is this where we save? Is that what you're saying? No? Yeah. Okay, this is how you save. Alright. Alright, so these are our typewriters. And signal modulators are the typewriter ribbons. Copy that. The monitor is on and displays a blank screen. There's a switch. Press it. Yeah, why not? Initializing boat integrity check. Damage to hull detected. Evacuation. Okay, well. Oh shit, this knife thing ain't gonna work. Hold on. Hello, is that moaning and groaning? There's something coming. There's something coming. And I can't see it because of this fixed camera bullshit. Ah! God damn it. Yeah, this aiming is gonna... my aim clearly needs some work. Did you reload, B? Did you reload? Did you reload? Fuck. Please don't get up, okay? You stay right there. Okay? We're good? Alright. What's that? Yes, please. See that this flashlight is bullshit. Is that so? Well then. I guess I should have left the knife after all. What's that? What's that? Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, come on, I can't. God damn it. Aiming is just, there has to be an easier way to do this aiming thing, man. Are you dead? Oh, shit, he's not dead. Oh. Fuck! Damn it! Fuck. Didn't think it would help, but it was worth a shot. Yeah, this flashlight isn't very impressive at all. Oh shit! Okay, I need to save. The stairs are by the emergency exit, so go straight up and take a right. I think. Oh shit. No, it's left. Shit. All right. Okay. So I need to pass through this boat. But the exit is electronically controlled and Why not? Okay, please don't have an entire whole. Oh, fuck! No, I'll just leave him alone. He's minding his own business out. Whoa, shit! Reload! Reload! Nah, I'm not scanning shit. I'm not blocking and parrying shit. I'm just leaving. He didn't trouble me. I ain't gonna trouble him. It's very simple. Very basic rules of life. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. See, I get it, you're from Korea and whatnot, but no, it's not the time to be practicing your taekwondo moves, okay? It's just not. You've gone the wrong way. Where was that exit now? Hold on. Let's just get straight to the map. Let's just get straight to the map. Okay, so the... What the fuck? That's the exit right there. Down and take a right. It's no longer red. Correct? That's it right there, yeah. Let us get the hell up out of this mother. There you go. There you go. It's progress. Can I get a save? Please, may I get a save? No? Nah, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't want to check that toolkit. But it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Just a matter of time before this red glowing shit starts to come to life, right? Then I'm probably gonna have to fight a whale. One of them beached whales, eh? What the hell is that? Look, that's not even a whale though. What is... Proceed to Gamshian village. Yeah. It's like... Hold on. B to lock on. Nice. Hold on. So B. So this. Hold on. If I. Okay. Well, I mean, it worked. Genome points. What do I do with these genome points? Actually, I was wondering about that. If that was like a rib cage or something, but that looks like a spine or something. Let me tell you this much. You and that Canadian guy, very brave soldiers. Like, you went in here on your own, and they told you there's no guaranteed extraction, and I don't know if that's brave or it's stupid, but it's something. Hold on. Oh, I can change targets though. I can change targets. Okay. what I'd really like to do is make the picture brighter. That's why I'm here. But there are no options, no brightness settings, which is odd. That's like the most basic of basic things. I guess these guys decide that there's a specific way they want this experience to be experienced, and if I don't like it, come on guys, it's a bit dark. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit dark, man. Oh, I mean, I didn't think that was gonna help, but I wanted to see what it looks like. It's really dark. Lens flares are kind of weird, but you see, now we're going through a graveyard of all the places. LB. Ooh! Ooh! What the? Quickly lock on to a different target with LB. Oh! That's interesting. It's in a very odd place. But, okay. Okay. Okay, so that would have helped me earlier on if I only read the instructions. If you press LB while holding on to L trigger, which is kind of awkward, it's a little bit awkward, but it's alright. It's worth it. That's what I'm saying, it's worth it. Oh, so I can do this. I mean, I switched targets by accident. Like, that was an accident, but it wouldn't switch back. It wouldn't switch back. Taejong Beach. Yeah, that's what I remembered from my early days of martial arts. Fuck. What the fuck? You think I don't have any bullets left? Is that what you're saying? So, boys and girls, that's what happens when you run out of bullets. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna call it for today. I didn't really mean to quit the entire game. I wanted to go back to the menu screen. That didn't happen, however, which is fine. It's fine. But yeah, I'm going to call it for today for Ground Zero. It was good. Special thanks to Quali Gaming for hooking me up with the Steam key. Greatly appreciated. Today it was Ground Zero. This one was released on the 16th of April. Yeah, that was yesterday. And it was released on PS5, Steam, and Xbox Series by developer Malformation Games and publisher Quali. This one is a nod. It's homage to survival horror, classic survival horror. To my viewers, to all the cats out there who've been around the block for a while, you know what I'm saying? This ain't your first gaming generation, you know? Your first game console wasn't, you know, the Xbox 360. Talking about way back, you know, Sega Saturn and the PlayStation 1. And even the Nintendo 64, you know. I remember completing Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. And it was good times, but yeah, Ground Zero is a nod to those games of old, the genre, the old school days where survival horror was real survival horror. Surviving in survival horror in this era was a whole lot tougher. Survival, it was two different kinds of survival, you see what I'm saying? Even the cameras was working against you. Tank controls were working against you. So yeah, the stuff you see today is like, you're playing Resident Evil 9, and I heard that there is either an option, a mode, to make you have to use typewriter increments to save or something like that. And I guess for cats who just started this, that's something new and, interesting, but that's how it started, that's how, the older the generation is, the harder games were. Back in the days, we didn't have stuff like what you have in modern games where you get shot. Get shot in the arm, get shot in the stomach, you get shot in the leg. And all you need to do is run behind cover and take a few deep breaths. And then you wipe the jelly off your face and you're ready to go again. No, it wasn't like that back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like what we take for granted today. You die and you restart, you die and you restart. A thing called a checkpoint is what we use today. That's commonplace. But let's say you were gaming with the NES, the original Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah, there were no checkpoints. We used to have these things where you had codes, you had to type in these long ass fucking codes to continue, and then after a while there was a thing called a continue feature. Yes, it was referred to as a continue feature because it was a feature. Nowadays it's not a feature, it's expected, it's like an obligation that if you die, you're gonna get to restart. And then, in modern days, there's also other things that we say in modern gaming, a thing called permadeath. Permadeath. That was standard shit. That was standard shit, Pac-Man is permadeath, The original Contra. Yeah, you could get your cheat code and whatnot, but you run out of lives, you start back at the top. And there were experiences where there weren't like multiple lives. So yeah, permadeath and continue features, and yeah, it was a different time. But I will not argue and say gaming of old was better, because you do have some purists and some old schoolers like myself, but they have different views. They'll tell you that they'll say things like, I miss the days when we would just buy a game and we'd buy a cartridge or a disc and the entire game was on the disc, and we didn't have any season passes and paying for cosmetics and DLC, and that's a really fucking stupid thing to say. I've heard people say that and post that, and sometimes if somebody really believes something, there's no point in arguing with them about it, because rational and logic and facts will go out the door, and a guy just wants to be right. And even if he thinks he's wrong, his ego is gonna tell him, nah man, never give up, never quit, never surrender, never back down. Like when the insurance companies tell you that if you meet in an accident on the road, you never admit to the wrong. I bet that policy by insurance companies have gotten a lot of people killed because they didn't want to admit they were wrong, even when they were wrong. I digress. I think it was very stupid. It is very stupid when I see old school gamers get up and post things like that. They say, I really miss the olden days when you could just buy a CD and buy a cartridge and you owned the game and you put it in and the game was just there and you didn't need a day one patch. And look, there's something very wrong with modern gaming, I agree. But you have to be one stupid motherfucker to say something like that. Because back in the olden days of the NES, far back as the Atari, old games with that disc shit, even the PlayStation 1, lots of those games were garbage. They were utter, complete fucking garbage. A lot of you cats are saying that. It's like you're saying, well, back in the days when games were old, they just came one and done and it was perfect. I played a lot of shit back in the days, man. You motherfuckers don't remember E.T.? And the thing about it is, even if you played a good game, sometimes you look at the game and it could use some improvements. And it would be really nice if you could download some improvements, if there could be a patch. So I agree. Putting out unfinished games and selling them at full price is bullshit. But people have been putting out unfinished games and selling them at full price long before the internet. Okay, E.T. was an unfinished game. I can't remember all the shit I played back in the days, but I played some shit. And there was this company called, I believe it was LJN. There was some who made Friday the 13th. These motherfuckers made some horrible fucking shit. And they were unfinished. And the problem was that was it. One and done. There was no fucking patch. There was no DLC. There was no hot fix. There was no fixes. You just had to take it as it is. So when I hear people saying stupid shit like they miss the days of old when they could just buy a game and just own it. Yeah, it's fucked up now because we don't own any of these games. We don't own any of this shit. All these fucking games, even the ones that are that you waste your money and you go purchase a PlayStation 5 with a disc drive like you think because you can buy the physical disc, you own it. You still don't fucking own it. That shit can be shut down whether it's on a disc or not. You don't fucking own it. And then there are these things they call them like PlayStation will give you PS Plus and Xbox will give you some Microsoft thing where they lend you these games every month and they call them free games. MetaQuest does it as well. And they call them, they're not free fucking games, it's a lease. You subscribe to this ridiculous thing where you pay to play online. That's why Steam is the best, even though Steam is not that much better when you think about it. Okay, when was the last time you used a fucking CD on your PC? None of those games in your Steam library you own. You don't own any of that fucking shit. But they have these things called PSN Plus and you pay extra subscription and then you get to download these free games every month. But if you stop paying your subscription, you don't have these free games anymore. That's right, the owners freely take them back from you. So yeah, gaming today is bullshit because we don't own any of this shit. And it's gonna get worse to the point where I love my electric car. You do something that somebody doesn't like in the higher ups and they just press a button and your electric car stops working. You think these electric cars are for your convenience? No, they're for the convenience of the governments of the world. But I ain't gonna get too deep before people start shouting this stupid expression, conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying that games of old, gaming back in the days is definitely not better. It is not better at all. Modern gaming is better, it's just that, as usual, people take advantage of things. So therefore, modern gaming is heading in a very bad place where we don't own anything. But it was some wise, evil dude who said it best, that they will own nothing and they will be happy. You remember when the Xbox One was just coming out and there was all that DRM stuff and everybody was up in arms, pitchforks and fucking torches. No! Xbox One's launch was a disaster because the gamers got up and said no to DRM and we want to own our stuff. And look at it today. We're making a big deal out of it back in the days, but they just took it back. And when you weren't looking, they slipped it in again and everybody's, look at that Google Glass thing. Google used to have these glasses, right? Where you could record people. That was the first time I heard about this Google Glass. It may not have been called Google Glass. But these glasses that Google had. And you could record people. And there was this big upset and privacy and how is it ethical, and it vanished. And then we got these fucking Meta Ray-Bans, the same exact fucking thing, and nobody's saying a fucking word. My God, I live in a stupid fucking world filled with stupid fucking people. They had this console out a couple of years ago called the Stadia. And everybody's saying that the Stadia failed and the Stadia is garbage and the Stadia is gone. But the Stadia is coming back with another name. It's pretty much here right now. That handheld that Sony did before this PS6 announcement. The PlayStation 5, whatever, it's PlayStation Portal. Isn't it doing what the Stadia was doing? Another wise evil man once said, anything that you give to the masses gradually over a period of time, they will accept it. And that is a fact, even if it hurts your ass just to hear that. That's what they did with the Xbox DRM shit. They put it on too hard and they just took it back and said, here's what we're going to do. Give it to the idiots gradually. I mean, I'm not saying everybody who uses it is an idiot. I'm saying the people who got up in arms and were acting like they were tough shit and, oh, we're going to make a stand because the gamer's voice will be heard and gamers want this and gamers want that. And that Xbox DRM shit was bullshit. And they backpedaled on that and they felt all big and bold. Where are we today? Where are we today? You know, some of you cats out there who were talking about physical media being gone and it's a problem and you're going to keep physical media alive. Some of you cats haven't bought a fucking CD or cartridge in a decade. You know what I'm saying? It's just, people just like to complain, but when it's time to do something, you know, God forbid you take away their toys. You know, they'll be like a baby, you know what I'm saying? You take away a baby's rattle or pacifier and they start crying and shit. Give it back to them and they stop fucking crying. They'll make a big deal, like, I want this kind of pacifier and I want this kind of rattle, and if I don't get it, it's going to be a problem. But at the end of the day, you still want the pacifier and the rattle though, don't you? And these toys, I'm not saying I'm not here playing, I'm playing video games, but detachment is a superpower. If I have to let this shit go tomorrow, I will. Doesn't seem that way for everybody though. End of rant. I know this ain't what nobody wants to hear, but I just want to play video games and act stupid. Both aren't necessarily joined. They don't necessarily go together. All gamers aren't kids or adult children, a man-child living in his mom's basement kind of shit now. Now, all kinds of people do this, man. All kinds of people do this. And as much as I enjoy this hobby, you know, there's some stupid shit going on. And there's some stupid people. Some really stupid people talking. I mean, like the gaming community is like the most toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be like cautious before you even make a comment because people will start defending these games and these companies like their lives depended on it, like they work there. You'd think some of these cats worked at Microsoft and Naughty Dog and Sony. You know, you just bought the fucking system, man. You aren't a shareholder. Thank you for joining me for one more round of Select Live here on the Lab Video Game TV Live. A special thank you to my viewers on Trovo Live, on Twitch and on YouTube. Today, it was Ground Zero. A special thanks once again to Quali Gaming for hooking me up with the Steam key. Ground Zero is also available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. I left a link in the chat on Trovo Live, a link in the chat on Twitch and on YouTube. Feel free to check it out. Feel free to check out the Lab Video Game TV at thelabvideogametv.com. You can reach out at contact@thelabvideogametv.com. Folks in the Caribbean, you can check out the TV series of the Lab Video Game TV in 25 Caribbean countries on Flow One. You can also download the Caribbean's premium streaming app, Stream Blue, to watch on the go. Because that's what TV is, right? You know, TV isn't dead, it's just evolved. It's now in your pockets. It's anywhere you want it to be, really. It's no longer run home to catch an episode of something. It's in your pockets. YouTube is actually TV. Netflix is TV. Hulu and Tubi. Prime Video, all TV. So yeah, you can watch Lab Video Game TV on the go. In the Caribbean, on the Stream Blue app, you can check out the Lab Video Game TV's gaming news every Thursday at 4 p.m. during the Sage Projects. On Ontario's Island Radio 101.3 FM. That's it for today. It has been Ground Zero, released just yesterday. You guys may want to grab it if this is your kind of thing. If you're not into old school classic survival horror, you may not want to hop in though, because as much as I'm into it and it is my foundation, my roots go deeper than that. But yes, my first Tomb Raider experience was on the Sega Saturn. I'll tell you cats, your first Tomb Raider experience was probably on the Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been around the block for a long time, but I'm saying even though it's from an era that I'm accustomed to and I've lived through, I was getting a little bit irritated today with the aiming and the cameras. It was kind of annoying. I didn't complain much because I understand it's the nature of the beast. That's what you have to expect. I'm just letting you know that if you pick this up, it's either you like that stuff. If you don't like it and you're not aware of what you're getting yourself into, then hey, buyer beware. But it's still worth it though. Quality stuff. So this has been Ground Zero. On one more round of Select Live here on the Lab Video Game TV Live, where our game is never over.
You're watching the Lab Video Game TV Live. Our game is never over.
Watch Season 13 of the Lab Video Game TV in 25 Caribbean countries only on Flow One. Download the Caribbean's premium streaming app Stream Blue to watch on the go. International video game and esports journalist Wayne Benjamin presents the Lab Video Game TV since 2003. Our game is never over.
I've received comments before on my videos saying I'm an AI voice. Not certain nowadays if that's a compliment or an insult. Doesn't matter. My point is, I sound like this for several reasons. My background in radio and television are key factors, but also, I'm an old school brother. Been gaming before some of you cats were even ideas. So titles like this flips that nostalgia switch real quick. Ground Zero, released today on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series, by developer Malformation Games and publisher Quali. It isn't just the nostalgia talking though. Ground Zero so far, from the little I've checked out, is classic or retro-styled gaming done right, with a fixed camera, the option to use tank or modern controls, great PS1 Sega Saturn-styled visuals with modern-day refinements. I can't complain, this is a time machine done right. I'll be streaming this soon. Look out for more on Ground Zero from the Lab Video Game TV on Twitch, YouTube and Trovo Live, thanks to the publisher for the Steam key.
They haven't told me shit. Take this gun, fly to Korea, don't ask questions, good luck, Godspeed. That's just how Canada rolls.
An indie VR experience has come a far way since its early access release last year. The Sage gets thrown out a plane by the undead, and you should never trust a VTuber. That's right, we've got more indie and VR games than you can shake a stick at. We've had our eye on Dixotomia by developer and publisher Deep Matrix since its early access launch, and while it's still a bit rough, the 1.0 is a huge improvement. The Sage takes on the undead yet again in a first impressions feature of City of Hunger VR. And there are some dark happenings in the world of VTubers, in the real face of a VTuber, and a whole lot more in gaming news. We're getting ready for more freestyle clips. You want in? Send your best gameplay clips to contact@thelabvideogametv.com to be featured on Flow One in 25 Caribbean countries. Grab a PSVR 2 key for System Critical 2 to get warmed up. Get prepared for the brutal System Critical 3 releasing later this year in this episode's giveaway. Be in the know. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com. Download the Stream Blue app to watch us on Flow on the go. Check out the Lab Video Game TV during the Sage projects on Ontario's Island Radio 101.3 FM and CJAI.ca every Thursday at 4 p.m. I'm Panda, and you've just entered the Lab, sending good vibes.
With an April 16, 2026 release date on Steam, PS5 and Xbox Series by developer Malformation Games and publisher Quali, we can once again relive the glory days of classic survival horror with Ground Zero, set in a post-apocalyptic South Korea 2 months after a catastrophic event eradicated the population. A Korean operative and Canadian Special Forces duo are sent in to investigate. Confronted with heavy resistance from reanimated corpses controlled by a parasite of some kind, your mission quickly changes from recon to survival. With so far beautiful retro-modern PS1 Sega Saturn styled visuals, decent voice acting, surprisingly good controls with the option of tank or more modern controls, and an interesting story. You can look out for a stream of this one from the Lab Video Game TV on YouTube, Twitch, and what's left of Trovo Live coming soon, thanks to the publisher for the Steam key.
Watch Season 13 of the Lab Video Game TV in 25 Caribbean countries only on Flow One. Download the Caribbean's premium streaming app, Stream Blue, to watch on the go. International video game and esports journalist Wayne Benjamin presents the Lab Video Game TV since 2003. Our game is never over.
We hear from a long-time, hard-working Jamaican indie developer. Check out Steam's Next Fest's VR lineup, and of course, more indie and VR releases. It's one more round of the Lab Video Game TV. Jamaican independent video game developer Glenn Henry of Sprite Wrench Studios talks to us about the company's origins, current projects, and future plans. It was slim pickings for quality VR releases in Next Fest this time around, and I've got a bunch of new and not so new indie and VR releases to highlight. We're getting ready for more freestyle clips. You want in? Send your best gameplay clips to contact@thelabvideogametv.com to be featured on Flow One in 25 Caribbean countries. Grab a MetaQuest key for Jetsuit, the unique VR and mixed reality shooter in this episode's Game Key giveaway. Be in the know. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com. Download the Stream Blue app to watch us on Flow, on the go. Check out the Lab Video Game TV during the Sage projects on Ontario's Island Radio, 101.3 FM and at cjai.ca every Thursday at 4 p.m. I am the Sage, and you've just entered the Lab.
You're watching the Lab Video Game TV Live. Our game is never over.